Yo, what's up guys? It's your boy Treka Z, and today we're gonna do another live video. Like I promised you all, we will be covering more news almost on a daily basis, and I have some, breaking news now coming out. So I'm gonna wait a couple of seconds and we're just gonna jump right into it. So we're gonna be talking about Charlie Kirk's assassination. More information are coming out, and more information, more news from Syria. So I'm gonna wait a little second, let people get the alert for the live video, and then we'll get this party started. So as you all know, the whole world is kind of watching, the Charlie Kirk assassination case, and the more days pass, the more information are coming out, and the more things are kind of shady stuff are coming out, kind of revealing stuff are coming out. So I'm gonna report on a couple of those, and yeah. So Candace Owens also came out and did a live video today talking about the whole situation with Charlie Kirk. And apparently Charlie Kirk, days before his assassination, he was offered $150 million from the Israeli government, and part of this money was also from the billionaire Bill Ackman. And one of their things that they were telling him to do is to change his rhetoric against on Israel, because the last couple of months people started noticing how his views were beginning to shift, and he has become more critical about the Israeli government and what they are doing, and how they have much influence in the American politics, and how the media is controlled by them, and how Americans are not able to freely criticize the Israeli government. And he was talking about how easy it is for him as a conservative American to criticize the American government, whether he's a Democrat or a Republican, liberal, conservative, all is fine. But as soon as you start criticizing the Israeli government, immediately you start getting attacks from left and right, and the media calling you an anti-Semite and calling you a bad person and questioning your morals and all of that. So yeah, so apparently a couple of days before his assassination, he got offered $150 million from the Israeli government, and part of that money was also from the billionaire Bill Ackman, which they say Charlie Kirk rejected and didn't accept. And a lot of people are saying that this had something to do with his assassination. Obviously this is still a conspiracy, nothing is 100% correct, but Candace Owen, who was considered one of Charlie Kirk's closest friends, she says she has all the receipts, and she's going to be exposing all of these politicians. So all we have to do is just wait until all the information come out. And the billionaire Bill Ackman was so threatened by these information coming out that he actually wrote a newspaper on Twitter trying to defend himself. And I'm gonna read to you what Bill Ackman wrote concerning what Candace Owen said and all of these allegations against him about the Charlie Kirk's this thing. So this is what he tweeted. This afternoon, Candace Owen slandered me by accusing me of staging an intervention with Charlie Kirk in which threats were made with respect to his supposed evolving stance on Israel at an event I hosted in the Hamptons. Candace also intimated that I blackmailed Charlie. On the show, Candace said that she would be very happy for me to dispute this narrative, while it pains me to drive more traffic to her program. Like as if Candace Owen needs you to drive traffic to her platform. She has one of the biggest YouTube channels, and she's a very, very famous conservative influencer. She doesn't need Bill Ackman to get her traffic to her channel. But anyway, moving on, he says, I am responding here to clear my name. It saddens me that we live in a society where social media influencers seek to monetize the tragic death of Charlie Kirk. Well, keep in mind, Um, Candace Owen is not only a social media influencer, she was one of Charlie Kirk's closest friends. So it's not like she's using his name to get clout. She's actually talking about it to get into the root, to investigate who was really behind it, so that the person that was behind his assassination to be held accountable. You know, she's not like, oh, she's just using this for clout, like as if she needs the clout. She's already successful and super famous. Who doesn't know who Candace Owens is? Come on. Anyway, moving on. So he says, for the record, at no time have I ever threatened Charlie Kirk, Turning Point, or anyone associated with him. I have never blackmailed anyone, let alone Charlie Kirk. I have never offered Charlie or Turning Point any money in an attempt to influence Charlie's opinion on anything. In fact, my interaction with Charlie Kirk have been extremely cordial, albeit limited, regretfully so, as I was very impressed by him and his work, and I will sadly never see him again. In an effort to clear the record, I share the following. I have followed Charlie on X for some time and greatly admired him. While I didn't agree with Charlie on every issue, I had enormous respect for his intelligence, vast knowledge about religion, and his willingness to take an all-comer in open mic sessions on campus and otherwise. Periodically, I would repost some of his posts and video clips. Oh yeah, and I also remembered something important to mention. So also Candace Owens was also saying that part of why they were offering him this money is because they also noticed that a month ago, Charlie Kirk started hosting people that were, you know, anti-Israeli war people, and like people that were critical about the Israeli government and what they've been doing in Gaza and the Middle East. And one of these people that she mentioned was Dave Smith. So they were like kind of in a way pressuring him and telling him like, why don't, you know, invite him or host him or bring him to your events. And because, you know, everyone knows that Dave Smith is very, very critical of Benjamin Netanyahu. Although Dave Smith is a Jew, so it has nothing to do with anti-Semitism. Is that they just don't want they don't want him to host anyone or talk about anything that would make the Israeli government look bad, because they know how powerful Charlie Kirk is and how much influence he has in American politics and how much followers and supporters he has in the conservative movement. Because currently in America, most of the Democrats and the liberals, and especially like the Gen Z, they're all anti-Israel, and they all go and they do, you know, protests saying free Palestine and stuff. So it's like their last hope is like the conservatives and the right wing in America. So if Charlie Kirk, who is one of the biggest conservative influencers in American politics, switches also on the Israeli government, then they are fucked, you know, they are completely destroyed. So part of the conspiracies that they are saying is that is one of the reasons why they took him out. So is that a fact? I'm not saying it is. The time will tell. So I'm just reporting what has been going on right now in the world and what the talks are. So yeah, and there have been like videos even with Charlie Kirk and Megyn Kelly also saying that how because he has been recently criticizing the Israeli government, how people from left and right are attacking his moral characters and calling him an anti-Semite, which is fucking crazy. Like, there's no one more pro-Israel than Charlie Kirk, you know. But there's a difference between criticizing the actions of the Israeli government and their politicians and their prime minister and just being, you know, a anti-Jew, which definitely Charlie Kirk isn't. He's one of the biggest supporters of Israel and the Jewish community. So that is definitely bullshit. So moving on, so he says, back to Bill Ackman, he said, I connected with Charlie when he DM'd me in late May of this year and expressed interest in meeting me. In light of our respective schedules, we were unable to find a time to meet in person, so we scheduled a Zoom on June 11th. On the Zoom, he explained to me that conservatives, in particular young conservatives, were getting tired of defending Israel, and this was very concerning to him, meaning Charlie Kirk. I asked him how I could learn more, and he suggested that it might be useful to convene a group of young conservatives influencers on a host of topics that could include Israel to get a better sense of how the conservative community was thinking about Israel and other relevant issues of concern to young people. So the thing with what I have witnessed, the thing with the young conservative movements in general and the MAGA, supporters and American First, is that their main reasons why they supported and voted for Donald Trump is because Donald Trump was running under the campaign of America First. And for many, many, many years, the American government, whether it's the Democrats or the Republicans, both of them has always prioritized, Israel and Israel needs over the American people's needs. It's like they send them billions of dollars every single year, 3.8 billion, and they help them with military equipments, with rockets, with weapons, and with wars. Like even when this year when Israel was having a problem with Iran, Israel kept on pressuring the United States until the United States intervened and threw rockets on Iran, which is something that most conservatives were like, what in the actual fuck? Like, we were celebrating Donald Trump, that he was one of the first presidents in American history to not start a new war during his presidency in 2016. So like now, why are we now bombing Iran when we were literally meeting with Iran? We were having like a schedule to meet with Iran to do a peace deal. And that's actually what happened. Like the Iranian government and the American government were planning and scheduling to do a meeting to do finally a peace deal between the two countries. And before that meeting happened, Israel just decided to throw rockets on Iran, and that is what stopped the peace deal and the meeting to happen. And they were like, oh, it's because they have nuclear weapons and we are trying to hit their nuclear facilities because they want to kill all of us. But the thing is, like, let's say Iran does have a nuclear facility, which I am against. I don't think Iran should have a nuclear facility, and I don't think any country in the world should have nuclear bombs, because I mean the amount of destruction that this will cause is crazy. So no country should even have this kind of weapons that is very, very destructive. But I personally feel like if Israel is against the idea of Iran, having nuclear weapons, I feel like Israel is in no place to even open her mouth and talk, because Israel also has nuclear weapons. So it's like if you really wanna, stop somebody from having something, you should kind of lead by example so that people can take you seriously. If somebody is a thief and then he goes to another thief and tell him, hey, you should not be stealing, stealing is wrong, it's like the person is gonna be like, shut the fuck up, how the hell do you expect me to take you seriously when you are also a thief? So I feel like the whole argument of like, oh, Israel saying that Iran shouldn't have nuclear weapons, is like, you have nuclear weapons too. So like, you are in no position to lecture anybody about nuclear weapons unless you lead by example. So what they call it. So yeah, moving on. So Candace Owen also came out and had a lot of shit to say, So if you guys haven't watched her live stream today, I advise you to do so, because there are a lot of interesting stuff. And I'm beginning to get worried about Candace Owen, because if she continues exposing all of these people, her life will soon also be in danger, because the people she is going for are like very, very powerful people in politics, so like, may God be with her, but she's fighting the good fight. Let's see, this is her page.
Concerned about Israel and their influence on American politics, and how they were pushing things that he felt were in conflict with his beliefs, free speech, here in America. Bibi's holding it up, like Charlie just in May said, hey, you know what, I just want to write a love letter to Israel. That's how it was presented. Would you guys agree? That's not how it happened. Charlie, from a month ago, speaking about the kind of pressure that he was under, because I think that will also help to further contextualize this.
I'm an American citizen. Yes, I want Israel to win. Yes, I'm a Christian. But, like, some of the and you've seen how I've been treated, Megan, by some, not all, by some.
No, it's very irritating.
It's
been so unfair. They were coming after you after a turning point for, among other things, that you had Dave Smith there. Dave Smith is allowed to criticize Israel You had both sides. The Israeli side was
You're not allowed to,
overrepresented.
though. No, you're not allowed to. It's even worse than that. Again, I just want to repeat for the 5th time. I love Israel. I want Israel to win. But my moral character is now being put into question, Megan. Not my decisions. Not like, hey, are you doing this? Is it smart or is it dumb? But no, I am a bad person if I do this. And I could go, I mean, you saw it, Megan. It was trending on Twitter, thousands of tweets and text messages. And if I were to be charitable and generous, I will say the people that are attacking me are in a hyper-paranoid state because they're at war, and war tends to make things black and white, and you're a hammer looking for a nail. So I'm trying to be charitable, Megan. Literally, I'm trying to cut as much slack as I can, right? Like, okay, what would it be like if all of a sudden I'm starting to see a pattern of behavior similar to what my grandparents saw in 1930s Germany online? How would I behave? So that's like my charitable kind of overcompensation spirit. At the same time, I'm like, but it's not defensible to be dumb, right?
No, it's not defensible to be dumb, and he was under an increasing amount of pressure, not just people telling him, oh, well, you know, I'm upset with who you're inviting, but flat out telling him that he was not allowed to invite certain people to his events. They were threatening to pull out money. Charlie was getting a lot of really nasty text messages, and many of them pertaining to Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens, but Tucker Carlson was really the focus when it came to America Fest. How could Charlie allow these debates about Israel to take place? How could he allow Dave Smith, who, by the way, is Jewish, how could how could Charlie allow this other position to meet the stage? Because obviously when people start to hear the debates, what Dave Smith is saying sounds so rational, but it was up to Charlie to not allow those things to happen. In May, Charlie was concerned about Israel.
So can you guys imagine like what has been going on behind the scenes when we had no idea what has been going on, but now the whole truth is coming out, and more stuff is going to be coming out, I'm sure, like in the next couple of days, because like we said, they started noticing that Charlie Kirk is changing his stance, and his eyes are opening, and he's beginning to see stuff that and talk about stuff that he usually wasn't doing that. And to them, that's a huge threat, because Turning Point is a very, very big, successful conservative movement. And if they lose them, they lost. They lost American public support. And once you lose America's public support, what is the government gonna do now? The government cannot continue supporting Israel crimes and stuff. So that was a no-no for them. So when they saw that he invited Dave Smith, and he was inviting more and more, you know, Israel critics and Tucker Carlson, all of these people, they were like, oh my God, we need to put a stop to this. So then they offered him $150 million. Can you imagine? $150 million. That's a crazy amount of money. And I think after Charlie Kirk rejected that money, that was when they were like, okay, we need to take him out. Like this is the conspiracy right now that is going on. And now the more receipts that are gonna come out, the more we would clearly know what like really happened. Because like even me, in the first live video that I did about Charlie Kirk's assassination, I was telling you, like, I saw in the video there was two men behind Charlie Kirk doing signs, that the military signs that like they usually tell snipers. There was a guy in a cap doing this, and then another guy, as soon as he did the arm movement, boom, he got shot from a very far distance. Are you gonna tell me it's some fucking liberal that is dating a transgender dude that knows how to aim from that far? Come on, liberals cannot even hold a flower. You want to tell me they can use a sniper gun? So there is something very suspicious about this whole story that the mainstream media is telling us, and I'm going to dive even deeper now, because you know now this guy that is supposedly the alleged shooter of Charlie Kirk, you know, they took him to court now, and then the judge was telling him that it is very possible that he might face what they call it, the death penalty, if he's convicted of aggravated murder. I don't know if you guys saw the video, but yeah, the Utah judge informed Tyler Robinson, he could face the death penalty if convicted with aggravated murder. So that is what has been happening now. And then there was a text messages between him and his transgender boyfriend that were released. And I'm gonna read some of the text that was, posted by the, I don't know if it was the police or the FBI or who the fuck posted it. But I wanna ask you guys something, okay? I just want you to pay attention with me and tell me if you believe it or if you feel there is something fishy. Like, I want you to write in the comments what you think honestly, okay? Forget what the media is saying, forget what the Republicans or the Democrats or whatever. Like, you just use your own brain and your own gut feeling and just let me know what you feel, okay? All right, so this is I'm gonna read out the text messages that they supposedly okay, so it says drop what you're doing, look under my keyboard. Tyler sent the first message to Lance. Lance is his gay transgender boyfriend after eliminating Kirk. There was a note under the said keyboard which said, I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk and I'm going to take it. I had the opportunity to take Charlie Kirk and I'm going to take it, okay? Robinson, who's the alleged killer, says, I am still okay, my love, talking to his tranny, but I am stuck in Orem for a little while longer yet. Shouldn't be long until I can come home, but I gotta grab my rifle still. To be honest, I had hoped to keep this secret till I died of old age. I am sorry to involve you. His roommate says, you weren't the one who did it, right? And then Robinson said, I am. I'm sorry. Roommate said, I thought they caught the person. And then Robinson said, no, they grabbed some crazy old dude. Then interrogated someone in similar clothing. I had planned to grab my rifle from my drop point shortly after, but most of that side of town got locked down. It's quiet, almost enough to get out, but there's one vehicle lingering. Then the transgender tranny was like, but why? And then Robinson was like, why did I do it? And then the tranny was like, yeah. And then Robinson said, I had enough of his hatred. Some hate can't be negotiated. If I am able to grab my rifle unseen, I will have left no evidence going to attempt to retrieve it again. Hopefully they have moved on. I haven't seen anything about them finding it. Then the transgender was like, how long have you been planning this? And then Robinson was like, a bit over a week, I believe. I can get to it, but there is a squad car parked right by it. I think they already swept that spot, but I don't want to chance it. Anyway, you get what I am trying to tell you guys or not? Don't you think this sounds so fishy? Like you're putting out all your dirty laundry on your chat like that, and like, I don't know, man, it really feels like the FBI wrote this and like just made this up. Like, it sounds so fishy because, like, if you're a killer, first of all, why would you leave online evidence and like do a chat and like explain and describe every single step of how you assassinated him and how you hid the rifle and, oh, I'm coming home and I've been planning this for a week? I don't know, man. Please, I want someone to write in the comments, do you also feel like how I am feeling, or don't you feel there's something fishy about this whole fucking transcript? Like, it is so fishy that I don't even buy it. Like, my gut feelings, and trust me, I've been around a lot of fucking liars to kind of, sense when something is bullshit and when something is not, Like, what do you think, guys? Let me read the comments. Linda's saying, I've heard from reputable sources that the Jews have been funding several anti-American groups and all these protests are paid actors. The majority are. It's disgusting. Okay, but I'm asking now about this, like the messages between the shooter, supposed shooter, and his transgender boyfriend. Did you guys read it? And do you guys like really believe that this actually took place? Or do you think this is all fabricated? Because I don't know, man. There is just something so fishy about this whole Charlie Kirk's assassination that I don't think it is this is like the actual story. I think there is something way much bigger than me and you guys know. And this whole, oh my God, I've been planning to do this for a week. I couldn't take it. Oh my God, was it you? Yes, it was me. And oh my God, how long have you been planning to do this? A bit over a week, I believe. It's like, bro, shut the fuck up. Like, I don't fucking buy it. And I don't think it is fucking true. Like, I think there's something way much bigger than what is this. And let's just go now. Linda's saying I agree. Let's go now to more of what, you know, Candace Owen is saying. Where?
Bibi Netanyahu and that phone call, what took place was a couple of weeks ago before Charlie lost his life. Charlie was in the Hamptons. He had essentially what was staged, an intervention was staged by Bill Ackman. Because Charlie's thoughts, Charlie's rational thoughts about Israel were a no-no. This is not the route that you should be going on. And Charlie was surrounded by his friends, his quote-unquote friends. Bill Ackman was very upset, and threats were made. He was asked to dispute this narrative. Max Blumenthal went out to him today, and Bill Ackman came back and said, I have receipts I can show you, and he did not provide the receipts. It was at this time that Bibi Netanyahu was called, and Charlie was invited to Israel. This was an under duress situation, I would say, and I know that Charlie was offered a ton of money in this moment. Turning point, I guess, if it needed to go to a higher level, would have gone to an even higher level than it already was at. And I know for a fact that Charlie denied that funding. That Charlie denied, and what Bibi didn't include there, he declined to go to Israel for, I would describe this as like, you know, re-education camp, you know. We've seen it. You made an uh-oh, but we can help you. Another person that was there, and I am not surprised this person was there if you've been listening to my show, Seth Dillon. I said, any comment on this one, Seth? He didn't answer last night. This morning I said, need a comment ASAP, please. He didn't answer. Then I followed that up and I said, trying again here, you were present when Ackman lost his mind on Charlie and when Bibi invited him to Israel and Charlie refused. Text messages immediately following this meeting are circulating. I find Ackman's statement, as though the meeting was somehow cordial, to be incredibly disturbing. Are you at all disturbed by that tweet?
So guys, you know, Candace Owen is like really going all in right now, and the truth will reveal itself very soon. And look, all I know is this: whether you agree with Charlie Kirk or you don't agree with him, there's something that nobody can deny. He was a true patriot. He really loved his country. He really was for America, for Jesus, for Christianity, for you know, his country. And I feel like a lot of big, powerful politicians and billionaires were getting very threatened by his opinions and his change in stance. And I think that's why they took him out. I really believe so. I really believe that is why he got assassinated. It's not because, oh my God, he said there were two genders only. No, I don't think that is the real reason. I think there is something way much bigger than me and you guys understand for now. And speaking of Christianity, we're gonna switch it a little bit. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to write in the comments so that I can answer all your questions, because we're gonna be doing more of these live videos. So I appreciate all of your supports, and to all the people watching, thank you guys for staying in the live video. Please help by sharing this video to, you know, spread more awareness about what has been going on, because not everyone is reporting about this, and not everyone is having the courage to be talking about all of this right now. Everyone is scared. So let us spread more awareness by helping me share this video. And speaking about Christianity and stuff, you know, you guys know I'm a Syrian. And the Syrian Christians are being, till today, targeted by the Al-Qaeda government. And they're being assassinated, they're being killed strictly just for being Christians. Like just today, literally, there was a Christian Syrian walking in the street, going back home, minding his own business. He did nothing wrong at all, you know, and he got shot in the middle of the road for no reason. Like, this is the video from the CCTV that shows it. It says, the news says it's a deliberate hit and run targeting a Christian girl. In fact, excuse me, it's a Christian girl in Hama countryside, in a city called Hama. Hama countryside, okay, see, so this is the video of the girl walking. A widely circulated video from surveillance camera in predominantly Christian village of Tumin, September 16, which was yesterday, which was today, shows a deliberate run targeting a Christian in the village. The girl was left on the road without aid. Look, this is where they shoot her. Look, bam, bam. Now she's on the floor. You see her over here? So they say the girl was left on the road without aid while the driver continued on his way. The attack was carried out solely on a sectarian basis. And this is something that is continuously happening to us in Syria. Like, the Christian community is in great danger, and it's not only the Christians, it's the Druze and it's the Alawites of Syria. Ever since this Al-Qaeda fucking government took over, they've been slaughtering minorities left and right for no reason, just for them having a different faith. And it's disgusting, it's despicable, and it is very depressing and very, very, very sad what is going on right now in Syria. And this is the same government that Trump removed the sanction of Syria when this Al-Qaeda government took power. Can you guys imagine? So Assad, the former Syrian president, who was actually protecting minorities and protecting the Christians of Syria and the women and the Alawites and the Druze and the Armenians and everyone in Syria, they called him a dictator and an evil person, and they were imposing economic sanctions and bombing us on a daily basis. But now, because they have a puppet as a president, who is this Al-Julani president, Ahmad al-Shara, because he's a puppet to the West, they are leaving him. They're leaving him do whatever the fuck he wants. And there was another video that got also super viral in Syria. It is so upsetting. It's of a 70-year-old Armenian Christian woman, Armenian Syrian Christian woman in Latakia city. She is like 70 to 75 years old, and she is very, very sick. So they entered her house and they were taking away her medication just so that she can die. She lives alone. And then when she was begging the Syrian army forces to give her her medication, they told her, we will give you back your medication under one condition: if you convert to Islam. And then this woman, because she's so tired and so old and so sick, that she said, you know what, let me just convert now and tell them I'm gonna do the Shahada, just so that they can give me my medication before I die. And this is the video of the woman. Guys, Christianity is under attack worldwide right now. I don't know why. You know, it's like when you're peaceful, all these fucking evil people attack you. And it's also like kind of our fault, because we always just allow them, and we think like, oh, peace is always the answer and all this shit. But then when we are getting attacked and persecuted and killed, no one defends us, no one fights for us. So in the news it says, Armenians have been forced to convert to Islam for access to medicine. In the countryside of Latakia, a deeply disturbing incident has emerged. An Armenian woman was coerced into converting to Islam in order to receive essential medication. This shocking act not only violates her freedom of belief, but also exposes the inhumane tactics used to exploit the sick and vulnerable. No one should be forced to choose between their faiths and their right to life-saving treatment. I mean, don't we all agree? Don't we all agree? Like, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Never in our lifetime in Syria were Christians or Druze or Alawites' life in danger for our faith. Everyone was always free to practice their religion freely. But now the situation has completely changed. We have seen suicide bombers go to Christian churches in Damascus and explode and kill 40 and 50 Christians just because they were praying on a Sunday night. We've seen them attack the city of Sweden and massacre thousands of Druze just because they have a different faith. As soon as the Al-Qaeda government took power, the first thing they did was attack the city of Latakia and Tartus, because that is the city where Alawites live, and that is also the religion of the former Syrian president Assad. So we're punishing them just because they were non-Muslims. It is disgusting, and it is very, very, very upsetting to see how my country has become. Because to all the people that have followed me over these years, you guys used to see all the videos I used to do about Syria, where I used to go to clubs and bars, and you would see women wearing whatever they want, and people drinking alcohol, and people clubbing, and you had women in politics, women in schools, women in government, women in companies, and never have women ever be oppressed, never have minorities ever been oppressed. But right now the situation has become completely the opposite. And right now what I am doing is that I'm trying to bring out all my family from Syria, because their life is constantly in danger and I'm always worried about them. Thankfully, I was able to bring, of course, my mom, my dad, and my brother and my uncle recently, but I still have other family members that I need to take out of Syria as soon as possible before things get worse, because right now I have no fucking hope with the Syrian government. Like, I know what they are, I know who they are, I know what they stand for, and I know what they are planning to do. There is no hope right now. My family need to escape as soon as possible. So no, like there's even a video of the Syrian airport. You would see people, hundreds of people waiting in line till outside the airport. People are waiting in line trying to escape Syria because everyone is terrified of this new Al-Qaeda government. It's crazy how they were able to, take over. It's so sad to see. But anyway, Tina says, I can never see your complete videos because they freeze. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Is the video still freezing? If to the people watching right now, if the video, can you guys hear me? Can you guys see me or not? Please write a comment to let me know if you guys are able to watch the live video and are like up to date now right now, or if the video is frozen. Anyone? Let me see. Days before his assassination. Okay, Kelly saying yes, I can see you. Okay, perfect, guys. So I'm gonna start rounding this live video up. So if anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask me whatever you want. Okay, Linda's saying it's fine. Okay, perfect. Yeah, if anybody has any questions, please write them down in the comments section so that I can answer them before I wrap this up. Deborah saying I'm in Canada and the reception is fine. All right, perfect. Okay, Linda saying the entire world is a mess. It breaks my heart. Truth and love will win. We can't lose our faith. We all must pray non-stop. I pray for you, Treka, and your family. What's happening in Syria is horrible. Video is good. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Linda, for your support. I really appreciate you. And I appreciate everyone watching. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap this up right now. and I'll be back tomorrow with another live video. The more, you know, more news comes out, the more I'll be doing more videos to you know, educate you guys more on what's happening in Syria and in America and with the Charlie Kirk situation and all of this stuff. And as you know, every time before I end my video, I always like to, you know, promote, you know, myself, because you guys please always may remember to check out my website, trekazone.com. You guys can support me by, you know, entering my website. You can shop, you can donate. I'll put the links in the description. Oh, why am I clicking this twice? Yes, yeah. So this is my website, trekazone.com. You can shop, you can donate. There are a lot of cool merch, mugs, sweaters, hoodies, all high quality, can be delivered worldwide, very fast and high quality. I would really appreciate your donations and your support. It will help me, it helps me keep on going, and it helps me continue doing my videos and my news covering. So I'm gonna write the links on my comment section. You guys can check it out. If you can support your boy, I would really appreciate it. And if you can't, your spiritual support and prayers is more than enough for me. Sharing the video and liking it and commenting and engaging will help, you know, spread the video and spread my message to more and more people. So that would be all for now. I love you guys all, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace. And make sure also to follow me on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and all the social media platforms. All my pages are under the name Treka Z. So if you're on Instagram and you don't follow me there yet, go to Instagram, follow me, Treka Z. Same with YouTube, same with TikTok, same with Twitter. Try to follow me on all my social media platforms in case, God forbid, something happens to this page, you will still stay updated with my videos. And yeah, that would be all. God bless you, and